Season 6 is finally here, and I bet you guys are all curious about what's happening. My name is John. You can call me Wanted, but without further ado, let's get right into it. Overwatch 2 Invasion is the theme for this season, and from today till September 5th, there will be a limited time co-op event where you'll be stopping Null Sector from taking over the Omnic Underworld. Make sure to get your games in because this event won't last long, unlike the permanent PvE story missions. Speaking of story missions, if you play through all of them, you can unlock the hero Sojourn. If you already don't have her, you will also receive a new legendary skin from her called Vigilante. And well, if the PvE news don't pique your interest and you're more of a PvP guy, we got a new game mode that will be added into the unranked playlist at the beginning of the season, then introduced into comp later on. Flashpoint is the newest game mode for two new maps, Cervasa and also New Junk City. Both teams will be contesting for control points, and the team that controls 3 of the 5 will walk away as the winner. Control points will also be randomly unlocked after one gets captured, so good luck on predicting the next one. Next up, the news that everyone's been waiting for, Illari. Illari is the newest Overwatch member of the squad, and well, she's quite interesting. Her primary weapon fire is a solar rifle. It's a long-range auto-charging rifle that is also hit-scan. So for those that love playing hit-scan heroes, I would say she's really good. Her second weapon fire is a medium-range healing beam that consumes solar energy. Just like Baptiste, you'll be using your left click to deal damage and your right click to heal. Her first ability is called Outburst. You'll be able to launch yourself in any direction you're moving while also knocking back any enemies around you. Hold jump to go higher and make sure to take full advantage of this ability to reposition yourself in any team fights. Her E ability is her healing pylon that can be thrown just about anywhere you can think of, which heals within 20 meters. Honestly, this ability is kind of OP, so I would expect a nerf pretty soon. Her ultimate, Captive Sun, is a giant explosive ball of solar energy. Enemies that are hit will be slowed and explode after taking a significant amount of damage. And on top of that, a really cool mechanic for Captive Sun is you'll be able to fly for a few seconds, so definitely use this to reposition yourself to optimize your heals or deal damage after using Captive Sun. That's pretty much it for Illari. Now, before getting into each hero update, for those that play heroes that have armor health damage reduction is now additive with other sources of damage reduction and has a maximum cap of 50%, so it's a slight nerf. Now for the big PvP hero changes, D.va's booster cooldown is being reduced from 4 to 3.5 seconds, and she also now is immune to damage for 0.4 seconds while ejecting from her mech. Interesting change, but for those who love to play D.va, enjoy the buffs. Doomfist is getting a juicy buff. Seismic Slam cooldown is being reduced from 7 to 6 seconds, and Power Block now reduces damage from stuck projectiles. As a Cassidy enjoyer myself, I kind of feel personally attacked by this change, but Doomfist enjoyers rejoice because this is a really nice hefty buff. Orisa's fusion driver damage fall off range is being increased from 15 to 20 meters, and our fortified health bonus is also being increased from 75 to 125. Huge buffs. The devs also comment that fortify is sometimes weaker now due to how armor reduction works, and well, I think this is the perfect opportunity to say that we can all agree to disagree. Good luck to everyone because I hope you guys enjoy getting pinned down by an Orisa in season 6. Ramatra's Nemesis block and Annihilation block now reduces damage from stuck projectiles, and his ultimate Annihilation costs 12% more to activate. Slight nerf, but I don't think people will notice this change. Sigma's base deceleration ground movement is increased to match the standard hero's movement. Cool change, not a buff or a nerf. Sick. Winston's Tesla Cannon secondary fire charge time is being reduced from 1.2 seconds to 1 second, and his recovery time is being increased from 0.5 seconds to 0.75 seconds. Very interesting change. This change will definitely help with his ability to chase. However, it'll force players who play Winston to be more accurate when trying to poke enemies with the secondary fire. Slight buff. Now for the DPS heroes. First up, Bastion. Bastion's tactical grenade received quite a hefty update. The grenade's maximum explosion damage falloff is being reduced from 70% to 50%. The detonation time is also being reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.35 seconds. And the projectile size is now 0.25 from 0.2. And the impact damage is now 30 damage from 15 damage. Recon configuration reload time is also being reduced from 1.5 to 1.2 seconds. And transforming into assault configuration now repairs 50 armor armor. Artillery configurations targeting movement speed is being increased from 20 to 25 meters per second. Yo, these are some massive buffs. I ain't gonna lie. I might even become a Bastion main after seeing all these changes. So to all my Bastion mains out there, y'all are eating well tonight. Now it's time for our boy Coleslaw Casserole. Cass's base health is being increased from 200 to 225. His Peacekeeper's damage fall off range has been rescaled from 25 to 45 meters to 25 to 35 meters. Magnetic Grenade now also has a maximum travel time of 1.5 seconds, and its slow is being reduced from 30 to 25%. Overall, I think this is a slight buff since the 25 extra HP will allow him to deal with dive a lot better, though he'll continue to suffer against snipers. The devs also mentioned that even with the reworked Magnetic Grenade, Cassidy has still been underperforming, and I can 100% agree with them. The dynamic between Cassidy and other heroes and the skill ceiling of Magnetic Grenade to Flashbang from Overwatch 1, in my opinion, is night and day. As someone who's played over 5,000 hours of him, and I would say I'm moderately good at playing him, I think a fuller rework is what he needs, and hopefully we'll see a day where he'll have his own niche playstyle instead of being known as the budget Ashe. Hanzo's up next, and his Stormbow is being nerfed. Stormbow arrow drop progress will now no longer be preserved while wall climbing, so for those that enjoy head peeking, sorry to say, but tough luck. Devs mentioned that this mechanic was just too strong, and well, likewise, I agree. Sombra's EMP now costs 15% more, and EMP now no longer destroys Lifeweaver's Tree of Life. Slight nerf, and hopefully more nerfs, because yo, Sombra, all my homies hate Sombra, and like, not gonna lie, no cap on God. Soldier 76's Helix rocket explosion damage is being reduced from 90 damage to 80 damage, and attack visor now costs 10% more. It's a slight nerf, but I definitely don't think he'll be dead. He's still definitely going to be good in the right hands. Now, our favorite dwarf, Torbjorn, is getting a slight buff. His weapon swap time is being reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.4 seconds, and his primary fire recovery time is being reduced from 0.55 seconds to 0.48 seconds. And for those that are trying to be a menace to society, his hammer swing time recovery is also being reduced from 0.75 seconds to 0.6 seconds. Overall, it's a really nice buff to low man, and hopefully you'll see more Torbs in your games. Up next, the support changes. First up, Ana. Ana's rifle damage and healing is being reduced from 75 to 70. However, unscoped projectile size is being increased from 0 to 0.1. Overall, it's a nerf since, in my opinion, a support's care potential in Overwatch 2 is all about damage and threat level as a support. So to all my Ana mains out there, good luck to you, since you will now have to shoot Tracer 3 times again. Okay. The community's favorite hero, Brig. Her shield is being reduced from 300 to 250, and her ultimate will now cost 6% more. Slight nerf, but I personally don't see this as the end-all be-all for her. Her stun while using Rally is just way too good, and the amount of healing she provides will continue allowing her to be a threat. Kiriko is getting quite a lot of changes. Suzu knockback is being removed. Its healing is also being reduced from 50 to 40, and it now, however, heals for an additional 30 health when cleansing a negative effect. Her kunai damage is also being increased from 40 to 45 damage, and its recovery time is being reduced from 0.55 seconds to 0.5 seconds. However, though, her headshot multiplier is also being nerfed from 3x to 2.5x. Overall, though, I think this is a small buff, considering she can still two-shot any heroes with 225 HP or less, and she basically now deals more damage per body shot more consistently. Lifeweaver, or Wifeleaver, is getting some spicy changes, and it's absolutely bonkers. His base health is being reduced from 200 HP to 175 HP. However, he now has a 50 base shield health. Thorn Valley spread is being reduced from one of the thorns fired by 25 HP, and his rejuvenating dash healing is being increased from 25 HP to 50 HP. Life Grip's lockout duration is also being increased by 0.45 seconds to 0.75 seconds now, and 50% of Tree of Life's overhealing is now being converted into overhealth. I think with the addition of 50 base shield health and his ultimate also providing overhealth, I can really see this change propel Lifeweaver being a staple meta pick, and I'm extremely stoked to see what combos Lifeweaver can create with other heroes, and I'm super glad that he's getting some love. This is a massive buff. Lucio's crossfade self healing now no longer has a penalty from 60% to 0%. Overall, it's a buff. However, I think Lucio needs more buffs until I can say he's not a throw pick. I think there's just way too many supports that outshines his speed utility with damage, and maybe hopefully we'll see a day where Rush will make a comeback. Last but not least, Mercy. Her damage boost is now 25% from 30%. Mercy's been probably the most sensitive hero to balance since she pretty much breaks the game whenever there's a hyper carry hit scan as the meta. She is pretty much the hero if your hit scan is feeling themselves, and it can get really overwhelming for the enemy team. There's the argument of just focusing on Mercy with multiple dive heroes. However, even in the highest level of Overwatch, it's still extremely difficult since she's capable of repositioning with her Guardian Angel. Now, before I get put on blast on Twitter, where you guys should be following me by the way, I am listening to both sides of the argument. I believe that Mercy fits under the same category as Cassidy. They are both extremely sensitive to being either overwhelming or underwhelming because of their kit, and I think changing them so that they're easier to tweak numbers wise is the answer. Overall, it's a slight nerf, so I don't really think a lot of people will notice it. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I typically don't do videos like this, but if you guys did enjoy it, please like, comment, subscribe if you guys haven't already done so, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.